Okay, number 3. We are now going to trim and grade both of these seam allowances, which will reduce the bulk if we turn them right side out. So this would be the wrong side of my fabric, or the inside. And when I turn it, hopefully we can see, you can see it kind of doesn't turn really well because I have all this fabric from the seam allowance on the inside. And so, and you can actually see it right there, and it kind of folds. So what I want to do is I want to trim it and then grade it so that I don't have those creases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim about a third or a half, about a half off of both pieces of the seam allowance. Be consistent and precise. Don't go all over the place. It does matter. Otherwise, I wouldn't even teach you this if it didn't matter. All right. So we have that done. And you'll notice that we do have the 2 pieces of fabric. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the top fabric in half again. Be careful not to get the other one caught in your cutting. This is where patience, taking your time. So if you're going to do it right, again, it's going to take time. So you're going to cut this top one in half again. And you can see how I have 2 different lengths. That will help reduce some of that bulk. Do it to both of them. It doesn't matter which you consider the top or the bottom. The next thing we're going to do is when this fabric is inside, it needs to fold, and we don't want it to make like a little pleat on itself. So we're going to cut little pizza shapes out of here just with the tips of your scissors. You do not want to cut through the sewing line, otherwise you got a mess and your seam's not holding anything together. How far? There's no precise amount, but you can see right here how far apart they are. Then as I get to where the seam or the curve is tighter, I'm going to make more. Because I need it to curve more, and I need more fabric to move in. Oops, sorry. It so seems like it's in the camera when I'm not looking at the camera. Come off of there. Come on. Okay, so now if I was to turn it right side out, it's going to turn a lot easier and be more of a curve. And it's not so bulky. And then I would press it that way. What you're going to do is you'll take a picture of each of these close up so that I can see that you have 2 different layers of fabric of each of these. So we'll do this one too. Same thing, exact same thing. You're going to cut this in half, the seam allowance in half, cut the top one in half again, yeah. Do the pizza parts after, or the little triangular cuts after you've graded it. This is called grading it. It's like what they do to land that is not flat, or that they need to not be flat. like making tiers of it. And then do your little pizza cuts out of this. Again, be really careful not to cut through both layer or the stitching. Oops. I don't know what that is. And then, so you'll take a picture of both of these. I don't know what's happening on that one. Add this to your magazine. Everything gets turned in the magazine. Add that to your magazine. So it won't make you watch me cut the rest of this, or will I? You can stop it. This might be on a seam that's going over your bust or something, so you don't want a bunch of bulky fabric and making it look lumpy. There you go. So now I have my two. My inside curve, my outside curve. Nice job, Washmouth.